All right.
I'm doing good so far. Let's see.
We're recording, good.
I'm thinking that,
Trying to find.
well, wouldn't it show up that someone's trying to get in?
Yeah, I think so.
So.
Yeah.
At your door.
He didn't say for sure, so,
I think it'll pop up if.
yeah, I think so too, so. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Calling the meeting to order.
I move we approve the minutes of March 5th.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? No one? Okay. I just wanted to say, I have a little announcement. We have another gold medal winner again. Tracy won the gold medal in her bowling tournament again this year. So I thought I'd share that wonderful information. You're welcome. I meant to call her and I didn't call. Hmm.
I
Was it?
know.
I think it was on there.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Christie's slept. Doesn't have enough to do.
I know, poor Christie.
You have to take into consideration that she's gotten 2 awards. She got the gold medal, but the more important one is, she told the doctors she lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
Wow,
Amazing.
that's awesome.
So I said to her, how does it feel to lose 25 pounds? Thinking she's gonna say, I feel lighter, I feel good. She goes, now I can eat bread. Thanks, kid.
That's what you get for asking. That's what you get for asking. Oh, okay, corresponding secretary update, Sharon?
We are up to date.
Minute?
I had it.
We already did that.
Just voted on it.
Yeah, we just voted on it.
Oh, I heard him make a motion, but I didn't hear.
And Mike seconded it, and I said all those in favor?
Did you vote for something you didn't even know?
You already
Abstain.
You abstain, yeah, that's right. I did say abstain, and
I wasn't here, so I figured I just.
Yeah. evidently you preoccupied.
Go fast, okay, go ahead.
Well, don't so.
Slow it down.
Treasurer's report, Jeff?
Oh,
Someone, didn't that
Reading the chairs.
did Larry do that?
That is
last week?
recorded, Jim. Did it?
Yeah, I think Larry
it
did
did?
that last week.
Should stick out in the corner with a
This-
note broke.
April Fool's
Is it-
yesterday.
Put that with baby. Face the wall.
Yeah, we don't want any accidents the first time you sit next to me.
That'll teach me.
That'll teach you, I know.
I don't think it's the chair. I don't think it's the chair, Jim.
Use around, I'm gonna sit right here.
Sit up close.
There we go.
You can lock it so it doesn't tilt at all.
Firmly on the
For
floor.
what these things cost, you should be, it's a lot.
Yeah,
I know,
just push it
seriously.
in.
Pretty luxurious
Whatever.
chairs. Very luxurious.
Yeah.
Carefully.
Is that good? Well, let us know. We'll get back to the meeting when you're all settled.
If I end up on my tickets,
You need
We need
the
to
spot
find
on
it.
here? All right, let's go, all right.
can we get straps? We can get some straps from the table. here?
Make sure it's
Some
on.
belts,
Yeah, there we go.
so,
Well, then I go with the whole.
I
yeah,
know,
we
make
got-
sure it's on camera.
yeah, it's all.
Oh, it is.
recorded, yeah.
Oh, good.
So treasury report, yeah, today, the biggest thing we've had to do, this month is we did move, most of the money. For the class of 25 has been moved over. I still have the little ones that came in this week,
Mhm.
that were kind of remnants from trivia. So it's like, $300 or so coming in, just late trivia money. And then I will move that over, by the end of April. The, treasurer's report and the financial statements that need to go to Dollars for Scholars, the national
Mhm.
organization has been done. So that is complete. They're all happy with that. And then the funding for the annual fee, which is like $800, has been submitted in for payment. And that is should be squared away as well. So those are the only
Great.
treasurer things that we have going on right now.
So so trivia is 100% paid.
Yes.
And all right. Class of updates. So we got everything packaged up. Mary Ann,
I have all of the tickets now.
I
Darlene
got-
dropped the last of them off at my house. I made stops today to 3 different students who were gonna sell 80 tickets. One asked for 100 tickets.
I saw 285.
That
Yeah,
one, we
she
don't have an
changed it
address
to
yet.
300.
Okay,
She
so,
sent an address back and she said, can I have 300? So I
Okay.
just forwarded it.
okay, great. And I did get an email from Val Murphy at the Do Tile saying she was short a book. I told her the secretary has extra single books, but if there's a large need, I'll drop some down.
Mhm.
But she's also short a letter, and I said we would have one sent. I think we can do that electronically.
Yeah.
And the other thing she asked was, could we get one in Spanish? for one of her
Oh, I
students?
did
And
do that
said
last
I would
year.
Look into that.
I just translated it on Google last year. The document.
Okay,
So I can do that again this year.
if you don't mind, because
Yeah.
I don't have it as a
Yeah,
Word
sure.
document, I.
So
Look
who do,
at it
I'm
as
going
a
to
PDF.
email it to who?
Val
Email?
Murphy at the
Okay.
Ditson. I can send you her email address. I can forward the email to you, and then you'll have the email address.
Val Murphy at the Ditson?
Yeah, Tom's way.
Tom's way.
Oh, okay.
She's one of the teams.
And
She's one of
in
the trivia
Spanish.
teams too.
And in
Yeah,
Spanish.
she's always one of the teams that dresses up.
Yeah.
So she needs it in English and Spanish?
Yes,
Okay. And that would be obviously the parent letter.
yes.
Steve Murphy.
You can always ask the,
And I will also send them to you guys so you have digital copies.
Sure, sure.
you can also ask the superintendent's office at any time, because they have a software that translates in like 50 different
Hmm.
dialects, languages, everything.
Okay,
So,
Well, if I have any problems, I will reach out to them.
yeah, they were saying at a school committee meeting that they can translate in all these different languages, the software they bought.
Nice. I want to give these to Marianne, they're $3 $15 AMC gift cards for superlatives
okay, would these be for kids or teachers?
kids.
Okay, and I picked up a $25 gift card from Boom Boom Games in Brown's Corner, because I was there washing blankets at the laundromat, because I don't want to overload my own machine.
And I still have the large, like, that I thought you could use for the first place. The biggest seller is the trampoline place gave me a thing. Yep, Altitude gave me a thing. And then I have 2 Yeti cups that Sharon had donated. So I have those at my house that I can get to you, just so you
Yeah.
kind of start getting an idea what you have and what you
Yeah.
want to formulate
I
some,
think-
yeah.
You can double check, but I think they're the ones with the straws.
Okay,
So
I will double
if
check.
they're the
'cause
ones with the straws.
that's
then you
important
want
for
kids.
Say this again about straws?
In the mug, the straw built in the mug.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you flip it up, the straw goes,
I see.
yeah.
And then, you were gonna stop by Griggs today, did you? have-
Yeah, I didn't stop by there, but
Okay.
he always donates to tons of stuff, I'm sure.
Because you and I
We
had
talked
I would
about
do
this.
it, and then we were talking about my garden today, and she was
Oh.
gonna stop by Griggs, and so I said,
Oh,
oh. we
Yeah,
can
no,
ask that.
I go by.
I'm not having a
Teachers, some hanging plants or.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Be
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
And
Steve Murphy
Yeah.
at Dorica Cake.
they're not
Thank you.
looking yet, I
Think they're
drove
probably-
by.
Yeah.
But they
Oh,
get
they
recognized
get
at
the call.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
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 Probably in my
Yeah. So
email
maybe if
somewhere.
you-
Thank you.
I'll definitely stop there.
Okay, and I'll check Kimball's Farms, because they have like the ice cream, but mini golf and bumper boats and batting cages and stuff, so I'll see about getting a couple Kimball's Farm ones for the kids.
Yeah, because I'm 99% sure that the high school now has their senior day at Kimball's. So, I mean, they are getting good money from when the high school does that. Maybe they could feed back to the community.
They've donated to us
Yeah.
before.
Okay,
Yeah, they have.
I'll reach out to them this week.
great.
And anyone else any ideas, wanna reach out, please let Marianne and Darlene know.
Kids in.
Yeah.
Kids in.
We need a couple of teacher
And you
ones.
said
and then-
some for secretaries too.
Well, that was kind of like my own thing. I hate to pass that on to people, but I felt like very grateful to them
Yeah,
because they were just so good at helping me facilitate and, deal with everything and the tickets and the kids. And
what kind of things?
I
did you
just-
give them?
I had gotten some TJ Maxx gift cards for my rewards on my credit card. It was like, $25 or whatever it was. And I gave them that one year and I got them like a plant one year. And I write them a note and, I just go in after it's all over and just say thank you for all your help.
How'd you make it with the car wash? I was just telling them that you had that idea.
I had stopped by on Sunday because I brought my husband's car to be washed. I haven't gone back to ask. I thought that would be a good incentive for
Mm,
adults too,
mm.
is some car wash certificates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
I thought that was a nice, good idea.
I'll stop by this probably tomorrow.
Okay. Anything else you guys wanna add about, okay. Scholarship updates. What's going on with Ian?
So we have one we have one that I know of, according to the system. The system basically will track whether anybody has, completed, applied, whatever. There are some times where people just like don't hit the button and it looks like it's there and it's really not, like, there's nobody who has applied at all for Ian scholarship.
Oh, I
Um,
saw that email.
So I did talk to his sister, Gwen, who's been the contact. And we are opening it up for everybody from the class of 2022 to current. And I have spoken to the registrar's office at Mass Art. Because it is a Billerica and Mass Art. Now, there is obviously the preference is BMHS. I have had a tech student and I have had one of the advisors over at the tech reach out, and I basically have told them the preference is for BMHS, but I will present all applications from Billerica residents. So I don't know whether they will accept a tech student or not, but if there are no other applicants, then maybe they will.
Mhm.
And I reached out to the registrar's office at Mass Art, and I've spoken to the woman over there, and there are 9 Billerica residents currently attending Mass Art.
Oh, good.
So I sent her the flyer, I sent her a PDF of the application, and she was going to forward it. Obviously, she can't give me those students' names. So she was gonna forward it to those students. I went back and checked our own records and have sent out an application to the students from prior classes that 3 years back would still be attending Mass Art. And I have sent them an email with an application.
Did you ask Mindy if anything?
I have reached out to Mindy. Mindy's one who originally gave Gwen my contact information.
Okay.
I contacted somebody over there and, they contacted Brenda Fredericks.
She's an art teacher, yeah.
And she knew of one student that was planning on, going to Mass Art
Right.
and was gonna let them know to.
Oh, good.
to apply.
Because there is I don't know if Naviance was in existence when your
Yeah,
kids went
yeah.
through there. But you can do a deep dive on Naviance and hit a school and see who's applied to
Yeah.
the school.
Yeah, she only knew one city that it applied.
Well, so, sounds like a good
So
match.
hopefully she's
Yeah.
telling them and they're doing.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like that would match all their criteria. So
yeah.
that would be really good.
based on the math, he either took a gap year or did part-time. Because he did not graduate Mass Art in 4 years. So I'm sure they would be open to, a part-timer or unconventional student
Untraditional.
as well.
Mhm.
So I'm curious, and that deadline for that is April 15th. So I'm really, really hoping
Mm.
that we have somebody, for them. It means a lot to them, and they're having like a celebration of life in early June. So it would be really.
It'd be nice if we could meet all their
First year.
criteria. Yeah, it would be nice.
All
And
of the criteria.
And the person from the tech is.
He is a class of 2025 student. I don't know that he's not entirely, he has not committed to Mass Art. He has, according to his, scholarship application, it gives you intended college 1, intended 2, intended 3, and then the status applied or accepting whatever. And even his goals, he's looking between 3 schools, and
Not one of them are.
one is Mass Art, and one is Savannah. Savannah Art Institute,
Yeah,
and one is Purdue. Which struck me as being a very
the
weird
school in
rate.
Savannah is really good.
Mm.
I've seen, we have a lot of kids who go to Maine Art. Or RISD, or Rhode Island School of Design. But I thought 2 art schools in Purdue struck me as odd.
Then they have a great art program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some schools have.
Apparently he wants to actually work, and do, amusement parks.
Oh, I know who it is.
So
You know who that is?
That may be somebody, we never know who things are,
It's, yeah.
but, we never, we don't.
I believe.
I think that one would be more on the architectural
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
and apparently Mass Art has an architectural program as well.
yeah.
So, I think that's kind of a little bit more, so not sure how it fits into the scenario, but, I'm hoping we find someone.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Because
So-
It does mean a lot to the family.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like it's,
Yeah.
it seems like it's,
Right.
Did you,
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, my sister
was-
doing it too.
Oh, really?
Go back and forth with them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Up until.
His mom passed away too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a celebration of life for both of them in early June,
Oh,
so it really means a lot, so I'm
that's
hoping we
tough,
can
what a
find
tough time
the
for
right
that family.
person.
Oh, gosh. So how do the scholarship applications look?
So scholarship applications. Um. We'll see, there doesn't seem to be as many of them.
What do you
as
mean?
there-
Are we closed? What do you mean? Let's
Yes,
see.
we're close, but I haven't like matched up everything.
Oh, okay. I just wondering how many, you must have an idea how many applied.
We do have a number, if you want.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the application, like what? How many students actually applied?
I'm sure a lot was, cause
There
so
were-
many of them are doing
Free.
free stuff.
I know, I
And
know.
it's gonna come to a point, the thing is, we are gonna have to do, everybody is going to have to provide a tuition bill. this
Yeah.
year, because there's so many schools
Um,
that are doing. You're free here if you're less than 100, you're free here if you're less than this or whatever, so.
Yeah.
We are going to have everybody. Present a tuition bill,
Do you know how you're gonna facilitate that?
they're gonna have to just.
Email it to
Email it
you,
to
or
us.
there's no like portal or anything like that?
Send it out to be an email. I mean, or they can we could do it that they had to upload them, but if we did that, there's 158 applicants, which is down.
Yeah, I was
considerably.
gonna say that seems
We
pretty low.
actually have scholarships right now. We have open, and obviously this is in no way, shape or form saying that everything is gonna match up and there's not gonna be duplicates, because we know there are gonna be. But right now, we have 153 scholarships open for 166,950.
Is that 153? But that includes the private ones too?
This is just under our umbrella.
There's
Yeah,
no
but-
private one.
So what do you mean by private?
Like,
That's not just scholarship.
It's not
funded.
just things we fund, it's.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but
yes,
like
the
the
bank.
Jacobs.
it includes the Jacobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
But it includes one for Jacobs.
Right,
Because what Jacobs does every year is they commit to one
Mhm.
and then see the applicants and say, I like 3. Or whatever it happens to be. We do have a couple of scholarships that are like that,
Mhm.
so that number will change.
right.
How much money did you say?
166,950 at this point in time.
Thank you.
So again, there's nothing to say everybody's gonna match up and it is gonna be one for everybody, because we all know.
Do you
that
know, do we know how much from us?
I can sort my spreadsheet, I have that in here. Go on to the next thing and I can. come
Okay.
back to that.
Well, the next thing is you too. Surprise, surprise. Savers kickoff, but I can skip and go to trivia. Okay.
Us. Assuming that I don't have anybody outside of this sort. We have 28,500, that's ours,
Oh, yes.
28,500.
Thank you.
Okay, so savers, we raised $714.91.
Yay, good job, Sharon.
And then we had that is a special drive for the class of 2026.
Hmm?
The class of 2026 sponsor is my sister, who is OCD. And so she decided that $714.91 was a very weird number, so she Venmoed me $35, so that it would be $750. But we did have to pay for the truck but she paid $100 towards the truck, so we're actually gonna make about just under $700 by the time we did the truck rental, so. That would be for the class of 2026, not our scholarships in the class of 2026 scholarship. And that's just something we started last year before
Right.
I
For
did help
Tracy,
Tracy
yeah.
out, and Sandy did it for this year again.
So.
I have my garage back, except for the people who
Which-
are still delivering to my porch, even though the drive is over,
And,
so I have.
Oh, sorry about
I have collections in my garage again.
well, I was gonna kind of ask about that. When are you accepting collections for the next one?
Well, I already have them in my garage, so I will accept them whenever.
Okay, all right.
Is that
I have already-
clothes or is that?
I will take clothes and books.
And linens, right?
And
Close.
DVDs now, right?
Yes, and DVDs, and apparently they'll take encyclopedias also, which I told two separate people that we did not do encyclopedias because that's always been the rule. And we missed an incentive by like
Probably both.
$40, and I'm like, I will bring you a full set of encyclopedias right this afternoon, and they were like,
Sharon, is that just DVDs or can I give you like 2,000 CDs?
and they will take CDs also. So yes, we will, they will take them, which they've always said no, and then the guy at the Nashua said yes. We have our next drive scheduled, and this is our drive, and this will be on September 27th.
Penny's
Is
birthday.
Tentatively when we have that one scheduled, and that is to coincide with after you.
Okay. Thanks, Sharon. Trivia night. So
Do we want to do more scholarship stuff?
do we need to talk more about it?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so one, I had asked Brenda to, schedule maybe a special meeting. If we could meet on Wednesday, April 30th.
it's actually on your agenda too. I actually
Yeah.
added it to the stuff.
And basically we need a quorum to sit there and say, we're doing the scoring on the 16th. And then we're going to do the awarding on the 23rd. So the scoring is basically when we sit there and say, everybody gets this portion of their 220 points or whatever it is, based on the criteria and that type of stuff. And, then on the 23rd, it's we sit
No,
there
I don't.
and say, okay, you're getting this one, we're getting this one, you're getting this one. But then on the 30th, if we could just meet for like 10 minutes, we could, approve the selections that we made on the 23rd. And that way we won't need to wait until the May 7th meeting, which means I could turn them over to the town, to the schools. So we could do it in person, we could do it Zoom, however anybody wants to do it, we just need a quorum to say, yes, what we decided on the 23rd has now been entered at the computer, this is the result, do we accept it, yes or no? And that'll give the town an extra week. We wanted to discuss, we can hold that thought until May, but we wanted to discuss maybe shuffling the order a little bit on our program.
I was gonna
Um,
bring that up too.
So if.
Oh,
we
we're talking
were
about
to
award
shuffle
tonight
the
right now?
order On the program, I feel giving the school the extra week's notice is a little bit kinder.
Yeah.
Than cutting into their time and then saying, oh, we want you to do all this extra work by shuffling everything in the program.
Who
So-
makes up the program?
So the awards, so the night of awards,
BMHS does.
we are always at the second half. So after our last meeting, of course, I went home and I couldn't stop thinking, and I was up all night long thinking of how we're gonna make this work. So the next morning I got up and I called Terry Henry. I said, can you put us on first at the tech? And she said, yes. So we're gonna be first at the tech at 6, and then we can all be back for the high school in like no time, sponsored and everyone. Cause they're literally right down the street from each other. We don't start at the high school till usually what, 8? 7?
Yeah, but we usually
Seven.
have people coming in and everything.
Yeah, but most of
Right,
the team
Right,
will be at the
not
high
whole
school.
team is gonna be at the
Yeah.
tech.
Right.
And that would allow sponsors such as Jacobs.
Yeah,
And Elmore is in the same scenario, as I'm sure the Elmore and Pulliam is in the
Oh,
same
yeah.
scenario. Is that they give out tech and
Yeah.
BHS awards. So they're gonna have to go from one to the next.
It
So
gets-
we're first at the tech and we're in our normal spot. But there was questions with some of the memorial scholarships. With letting them go first, so do a memorial section and then do our stuff after that, we're already there.
Yeah,
but at least that way, some
Yeah,
of the other people can go home and have dinner.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
Or not sit.
I think it will work out great because,
Yeah.
you know, I'll have
We
to,
had one person that sat there almost to the
I
very
know,
end.
I know. And he had to go to New Hampshire, wasn't it? The guy
I think
that-
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll have to
And
pick up,
normally if people say something to me, I shuffle them
Yeah.
anyway, but this way at least we can, I mean, some people didn't know that they could say something to me. And then, other people know that they always say something to me and just always go first, even if they're alphabetical in the program.
Mhm.
But this way we'll try to get the program to match it.
yeah, I think
So
it'll
that instead of jumping
work out
around.
good. We only have to pick up one outfit. I feel like that's a big selling point for me anyway.
Jim doesn't care.
So last year, was it that
I thought that was-
Mindy had read a whole bunch first? Mindy Cripps, right? And,
Mindy didn't present any of that were ours awards.
right, so which ones go first?
Privates, so
Privates go
not
first.
go with a scholarship.
Okay,
We're the whole second half.
Kent. Not Kent. Kent is always the
Yeah.
closing scholarship.
Yeah,
Now, if Kent doesn't want to be the closing scholarship, we could make the class of 20 the class of the closing scholarship.
maybe Kent won't get locked out this year.
That would be good if I didn't get locked out this time around.
But we can figure that out on May 7th, but I figure
So
at least
we
if we
shuffle
get it to
our
the schools
portion.
earlier instead of being the last person, that would be good. We can
What
vote.
time is that? Are we meeting for the high school ones?
I don't
Usually
know.
starts at 6.
It starts at.
We usually get there early to set up.
Yeah.
I think we get there about 5:30.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't all need to be there because a lot
No,
of the
usually
sponsors-
you and I.
It's usually you and I
And me,
and,
Right.
well, yes, but you're gonna be at the tech this year.
I'll be at the tech and,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I mean,
I'll be
usually it's
where
you
I
and I
need
and,
to go.
and.
Whoever.
Yeah, and we just random, but.
And I
We
can-
don't need a full committee there that day.
Right.
That early, we don't, no.
No, because they aren't, usually, I usually do.
You usually come to the tech,
Tech.
yeah.
Well, I usually do both, but.
Well, you'll be able to do both.
Mm-hmm.
What time is the tech?
6, starts
And
at
we're
6,
going first.
and we're going first.
And see, that was our brilliant solution.
You're a
Yeah.
genius.
That was great.
That was an all-nighter.
I'm fine
And then
with it.
also
It's only
scholarship
way
to
to be
finish
able
up.
to-
I sent Dana a spreadsheet.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it hasn't gone anywhere.
Did it scare you?
Are they doing it,
what's the
Elton
spreadsheet
Thompson
for?
again?
Tewksbury Wilmington now, yeah.
Good for them.
I think to organize the.
Sorry,
Oh, nice.
I'll get your pillow.
Good
No,
for
it's not
you.
like that.
Well, what I normally do is,
Yeah.
she has the unusual circumstances and the activities and the hardship, and the goals essays. And they come out on a big, huge Excel spreadsheet, and then they need to be formatted to fit a page.
As soon as
Oh,
you
so
say
you're doing all the
formatting, I
formatting?
start to get anxious.
Not me.
Oh, Jim?
Some girl from her.
I-
was like,
Oh,
I was like, Jenny, she's like, yeah, I could handle that.
Oh.
She's gonna become a member soon.
Oh,
sorry.
that's great, that's great.
And that's allowing me to focus on that scholarship. Yeah, sponsor one. So those will start going out this week. I have a pile of them here already. And I'll get
Okay.
those out by the end of the week.
You
By the
Very
end of the
good.
weekend.
you might know.
No, but we have more for you this year.
Which one?
Both.
Oh,
Yes, you will be pleased.
I will be pleased.
Yes, we have more applicants for you this year.
So I may actually have to be the family to
Yeah.
go through them.
So, okay, that's now we're done with scholarship.
All right, so it's gonna skip down to trivia night, which we all know the theme is food. Like all kinds of food, right? So we're trying to encompass the whole thing, like farm to table, farming, grocery store,
Brownies.
restaurants, everything, all sourdough, everything, all one. And we booked the date, which is kind of cute. It's 2/6/26. So I did send the letter to the owl. Mickey came and picked up the letter and he's gonna deliver it personally to them. And he did, when he came to get the letter, he did ask that I please, next year, can we emphasize the no drinks thing? And I said, we did talk about that. We have a plan for that and we will, make sure that we are clearer about all drinks, not just like alcoholic drinks. And I did start to work on a little logo, although I know it's gonna need some Gately finessing. Only because, the
Well, that
only
was-
reason I start it now is because what happens is I forget. It's the same reason why I send a letter now, is because in December, I'm like, oh crap, did I send that? Like,
Food is definitely gonna be a lot easier than famous family.
for the
Oh, yeah,
logo?
logo.
You could
Yeah.
just have
Well,
a-
are you just doing
Hey,
fruit? I
Jim,
mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
I kind of mixed
Fruit.
it up.
Yeah.
Fruit.
That's not food.
Well, see, that's real food.
Mike, you should consider it.
Yeah, you might want to discuss that. That is kind of a food. Oh, yeah, the food pyramid, that's a good one.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's all different.
I had like a chef's hat, I had some food, I had like,
Four.
I had the Tamula's logo, I had a couple of things. Yeah, like, I mean, it's gotta be kind of, small, so it can't, you can't.
Marshmallow poops.
I
that's
did-
food.
I did
Oh,
have,
That would be kind of.
Oh
I-
my God, stale ones? Oh, they.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
oh my God,
Have you ever microwaved?
Yeah. Yeah, they're
oh my
good.
gosh,
Fun.
I don't even have a microwave.
Kelly.
Anyway.
Trivia night.
I think these are all great ideas and I'll try and incorporate them into the logo.
I'm gonna side of beef. Can we work
Yeah,
on that?
but I was thinking,
What's for dinner?
what's for dinner? I was thinking the farmer and the whole, that's where it starts with the growing and the get to the table and, because I want people to like, when they dress, I want them to think like outside the box a little bit.
Thinking steak and lobster.
So,
Okay.
Which one are you going as?
Don't be showing up in,
A
Mr. Green jeans.
So that is all set for next year,
Jim and his
2/6/26.
farmer around him.
2/6/26.
2/6/26.
So we just need one date to upload onto the website.
We need something to upload.
Yeah.
Please, I know, there's everyone here, kills me. So you want like a little something to upload? Okay,
Yeah.
so,
I mean, just so we can put it on the webpage and
all right, logo. All right, I'll get something together and I'll send it to a couple of you and you tell me what you think.
then let me know when you want me to blast and if you want to blast it out this early or do we want to just not blast until like September?
Well, maybe we don't,
Now is a bit early.
it is a bit early.
But-
I would say
September,
early
exactly.
September though, before the PTOs start making their.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I kind of put PTO collaborations back on here because I'm thinking maybe we could get back into that a little bit. I feel like we've kind of not finished that. That which we started. Jim and I went to a couple of schools, but I do think we need to be like more of a presence yearly at something that they're doing, just to, let them know we're there. There's new people that come and go and, I think it's important whether we, make it a point to do it in September, when everyone's kind of like gun ho, or, I mean, I'm up for suggestions if anybody wants to throw any ideas out there. If anybody knows any PTO people, I just feel like we need to keep the conversation going, especially now where I feel like some of the applications will drop off a little bit. And to keep, we want them to know about the class of raffles. We need sponsors, we need to get this information out there, which I hope to do at town meeting also. So I'm just expressing a desire to continue it. If anyone has any ideas or wants to get more involved with that, let me know. We can come up with something, but we need to, I think, stay present, especially in elementary, because they're really not paying attention to scholarships at this point. So I want to know who we are. Someone ring?
Was it possible, Sharon,
Mommy.
when you have your scholarship applications, do they put,
What?
Nobody ever called me. It's my neighbor.
Oh.
when you receive a scholarship application, is there a field for the elementary school that the kid went to?
Yes.
So if you. could
Well,
do-
no, there is not a field for the elementary school that they went to. There is a series of questions And those questions correspond to each school scholarship that has restrictions. So we have 2 scholarships this year from the DO Tile. So there is a question that says, did you attend the DO Tile? Did you attend the Binding? Did you attend the Locke or the Marshall or the Hajar or the Parker? And so those schools have scholarships. So there is not a field, but there is a question, and then the school says yes or no. Now, we did have a problem this year with the Binding, and instead of normally just yeses and nos straight down the line, I had probably 75 kids explain to me that they only went to the Locke for 2 years. Because this is the class that was eighth grade was kicked out and then moved out here. And the question is, did you, yeah, so everybody felt it necessary to explain to me what they only went 2 years, which.
What was the relevance of that to the?
So what I was
Okay.
thinking of is if it's possible to do some kind of sort on some previous classes of what elementary school the kids went to, wouldn't it be nice to present that in 2024, we awarded X number of scholarships to previous Parker School students that you could present to the Parker School, to their PTO, or
Mhm,
in the
yeah.
past, we awarded X amount of dollars of scholarships to the Kennedy School students and show that at the Kennedy School PTA, but I don't know how difficult it would be.
Well, it's not our program.
Mm.
What's not our program?
It's,
The application itself is Dollars for Scholars program.
Okay,
So there is a, across the nation award field that asks what high school you're currently attending. That form does not have a across the nation junior high.
Green
Or-
Elementary.
Sorry, or elementary. But it would be an interesting,
I'm just throwing it out there as a way of connecting where your child is now
Mhm.
to what's
yeah,
coming down the road, what
Yeah.
opportunities are coming down the
I
road.
like
for your
that
child.
idea.
I do like that idea. I am not for 25,
Right,
but
obviously, yeah.
I wonder if
Can we add any? kind
if
of-
we can, even if we don't add it, if we can. We can ask questions and then have people answer that question. And then. If you specifically ask us then we could sort off of the answer.
Right,
But right now the answer is in 6 different places because it's just 6 different questions.
right. I'm just was
I wonder
curious
if yeah,
as to
that's.
whether we could personalize it a little bit for parents to realize that, hey, this will be your child.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because-
that's-
Yeah,
And the
that's a
worst
really good
case-
idea. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, and we may be able to do it for 25, as I'm thinking outside, is the students need to return paperwork to us. Because they're going to have to return their tuition bills this year. And they have to return their social security numbers, or so they have to have a W-9.
Mhm.
So, and I put paperwork in their folders that provide them the addresses for their sponsors to send thank you notes. So there's nothing to say, I can't also say, what school did you go to? And simply track it with recipients, not applicants. I could do it for
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
I think that would be an
Does it make
Yeah,
sense to,
what-
while we're doing it, to do it for the middle schools too? Just while we're doing, does that make sense?
Yes, but I have one scholarship that offers 2 awards. The Thomas Walsh Scholarship offers 2 awards. One is a Marshall School student and one is a Locke School student. I can take those 2 scholarships
Mm.
and get those 2. And I would say I can do it for the elementary schools, but we don't offer a scholarship for the Kennedy and we don't offer a scholarship for the Ditson because they do theirs personally.
The J. Dumas one, right?
Well, there might be more kids that go to the Lock in the middle school that get scholarships. Just those are the 2 that you have to go to the Lock of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right,
So, yeah.
but everybody, they're wide open. You just basically have to have walked across the stage. So, you had to attend one of those 2 schools. So if you attended one of those 2 schools and have.
Well, I'm just saying, while you're asking, would you ask elementary, middle and high school and just get all three right then and there when you're. while
I'll,
you're
I'll
asking?
make up
Yeah,
a little
we could do-
postcard.
we
because
could
they
get
actually
like a little
do
Yeah,
that.
get all-
Like a little
Yeah.
survey thing.
Yeah, I could do that with, and I can start that with 25 based off of the recipients, not off the applicants.
Right,
That's more
because,
important anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do that. I can set that up.
yeah, because we want to know who actually
Gets
got
them, yeah.
scholarships to say, right. 30 kids from the Parker School received scholarships.
That's
And
that's
actually,
a
then we'll have it,
great thought.
sooner because we would get those. I mean, I'm still chasing social security numbers right now, but, in theory, I'll have 95% of those
Yeah.
back
Well,
by the
technically,
end of July.
technically, they didn't receive the scholarship. They didn't give you the social
Well,
security
we'll
number.
still say we're,
Yeah,
Alright. So maybe we can just do that and circle back on this,
That's a
in
good
September.
Yeah,
Very good idea.
Yeah, I'll have results for the end of,
Okay.
July.
All right, well, nobody will be in school then,
Great.
so,
thank you.
very good idea.
And that may also allow us to track, the out of district schools a little bit better also.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, I do try to go back and say, okay, from my spreadsheet, these are the 3 this year and the 4 this year, or whatever. And I always try to make sure I reach out to those schools, always an innovation, but.
I mean, and even if we're not bringing it to the PTOs, it's just, I mean, we could do random social posts about how many,
Oh, yeah.
You
like,
know,
how-
post-
Yeah,
and then share them with the PTOs online.
Yeah, because you know how they do for the, Find Mass Money?
Yeah.
They're like X, so many number of people.
Yeah,
named,
yeah, yeah.
So, like,
Could do something like that,
Yeah.
spoof on that, that would be cute. Yeah, so we could definitely blast those things
Yeah.
out and then they would. Okay, excellent.
oh.
Calendars.
my turn. Okay, this is
Calendars.
really- All right, so calendar time. And luckily, because Brenda said, oh, I'm gonna put the calendars on the agenda. So I thought, oh, I'll look to see if, the art shows have been scheduled. So this weekend I went onto the Berkeley Public School website and they have a, calendar for, different. Each school has one, but they also have one for like the art department. So starting actually tonight, but it runs through, according to what I saw, it runs through the 15th at the BATV, the townwide art show will be taking place. So I'm planning on going next, tomorrow night, definitely, and I'll try to go back another night. And what we do.
That's
is-
at BATV?
Yes, FBA TV. They did this last year too, which was actually worked out really well. They have all the different artwork that the art teachers select displayed. So then I go in and sometimes I have helpers and take pictures. So that's where we get our.
mass art student. Got the grade 12 names.
Yeah. So this is where we get the pictures that we put into our work each month for the calendars. There's also one at BMHS May 1st. They usually do one the first night of the play that they're doing. So I'll try to go to that one too. Take a bunch of pictures and then from there, that's what we use for our artwork and our calendars. So I'm glad I checked in and Sharon mentioned it today because it's actually kind of early that they're starting it up. So I would have missed it. So, and then,
That's on the picture.
yes,
Yeah,
So-
yes, yes.
yeah,
A couple of the PTOs are followed on Facebook and one of the PTOs.
yeah, goodness. So then to by next meeting, hopefully I'll be starting, can't speak, the sponsor letters out to our current sponsors to see if they're still interested.
I'll do the buyout thing again if you want.
Okay, sold. To the man in the corner. All right, I got a text message here that I feel like I should read.
Uh-oh.
I'm on the link, but it's a webinar, not a call, so I think I'm just an audience participant. This is Sean.
Oh,
Question through the chair. For this discussion, will room and board costs also count as tuition bills, not just the waived tuition, right?
Room and board counts as a expense that is eligible for scholarship reimbursement. Off-campus housing does not. Because
Oh,
off-campus housing is paid to a landlord,
Yeah.
tuition, room and board is
Goes
paid
to
to
the
school, and that is the distinction.
So make your kids live at school.
So your kid needs to live at school,
Anyway,
yes.
Gianna's gonna live.
Or at least get their meals there.
Oh, they'll be living there. Yeah.
I-
It's the first
Yeah.
week.
I don't see it. I don't see him.
If they're getting
Invite?
2 years of school, that doesn't include housing.
What's that say?
Oh, wait.
Just can't keep getting down.
Yeah, but so you got UMass Amherst. And they have dorms, that you have ULO,
Mhm.
so I was just thinking that, one of the problems we're gonna run into with all of these colleges giving free to Harvard just started doing it
Right.
too. So they're all gonna be doing it. So if they, at least they're living on campus, trying to be used to their room and board.
Hi, Sean.
Oh, there he is.
Hi, Sean.
I've been listening in for the
If
past
they-
like half an hour, so
How'd we look?
great, killing it.
Did you see when Jim almost fell out of his chair?
No, I'll slide that one in the selected memory.
You'll have to do it again, Jim. It's gold, John, it's gold.
Bummer.
Oh, sorry.
Did you hear Sharon's answer, Sean, to that question?
I got your text, but I did not.
Okay.
It's not. Don't worry about stopping the meeting. It's all good.
No, she said, so room and board is eligible, off campus is not.
Perfect.
Okay, so if
That
that
makes
answers
sense.
your question, okay, great.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say that for a lot of, most of these awards are gonna go to kids who are gonna start their freshman year. And the schools that my kids looked at, if you were gonna live at school, the first year you had to live on campus. Most schools provide housing to freshmen and maybe sophomores, and then they run out of room and they boot them out. So I think that that's not gonna be too much of an issue, but the idea of off-campus housing for a freshman, I don't think.
Yeah,
that's
and I
gonna
think
happen
most
very
parents
often.
Yeah,
try to
so
get
all of
kids
that
to
happening.
do school housing before they venture out.
And
into
many landlords won't rent to them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
of the
they do,
rate.
yeah.
Did you want to say anything else about calendars, Patty?
No, not really.
I did apply for us to go to the farmer's market. Right. But I haven't heard back about what date yet. That's why it's not listed here. It's on there.
Are you gonna be in touch with the lady from the farmer's market?
I am periodically in touch with you.
Maybe you could ask her for some farmer's market credit or incentives.
Oh, I could ask for that.
Like
sure.
15 or 20 bucks for the teachers. Hop over to the
Well,
farmer's
that's a
market.
cool idea. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. Even the kids might like that because they have those lemonade drinks that they
Yeah.
love over there, you
That's
know,
true, yeah.
so they have those cookies and all that stuff. Okay, so,
The stands take the farmer's market.
Yeah.
But the private, like the lemonade, those places,
oh, they don't take it? Oh, well,
but they're good at all the stands, like I think the popcorn and the fudge one takes it.
oh, okay. All right, I will ask her, and let you know.
Okay, thanks.
So miscellaneous other business, I neglected to thank everyone who helped with stapling. Thank you all. We did that. That's really, that's okay. Next year's always
Nobody
next year.
called.
You didn't read your email.
Yeah.
Good.
Including
Yeah,
Tracy.
nobody
who
called.
took some.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to mention the special meeting, which Sharon already did, special meeting to vote. So my thoughts on that was, I have the room reserved, we're all set up for Zoom. Let's presume I know what I'm doing and I can add you. Pretty much really don't have to show up if you can't. If you want to show up, we have the Zoom ability, so we just need to have enough people to vote. We have to have a quorum,
In and out.
in and out. And then also
When we
wanted.
start running, we'll be done.
I wanted to mention the town meeting concessions. Town meeting starts May 6th, this year. So we will be, doing our usual. Baking, water, coffee. I will get there very early on that day. I drop everything off in the afternoon. And that way, when I go, I just set up and start the coffee. So anyone who wants to come, anyone who wants to bake, anyone who has any ideas about what to 7,
Seven, so.
but it's
I-
early on the first
I will be
night.
there by 6 o'clock with baked goods and help with the,
Okay.
thing. Not a problem.
And so if anyone has any, I mean, I don't know, do we bring anything else to sell?
I
Bring a replica?
A very large visible donation bucket.
Well,
We have a jar and usually, and we're.
People
it works
know.
Really good, yeah.
people know, and some
The
people,
first night is always bad. Donation, well, the first night is
Do
either
we-
a combination of very generous town meeting members. And chorus memorial and parents who think it's a free for all. But the very generous town meeting members know how to go
well,
and don't.
therein lies,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
question is, do we have set pricings for things?
You
which-
know I keep that.
I know, but you're not the whole committee and
Yeah, and the moderator
And-
tells everybody that you guys are there too, so.
Yeah,
I was
Are
thinking,
we
should
making enough
should
to
we-
make it worth it then?
prepare,
yeah, we made like 800 plus last year.
Uh-huh.
800 plus.
do we prepare a
And
little
it was a
thing
very short session, so yes.
to read?
Yep.
Maybe someone gets up and
I
maybe
was
Jim,
gonna
do
ask you.
you wanna do something like that, maybe
I mean,
read
I
something? I know,
I love making.
we'll give you a better chair.
And getting up there and just pontificating to the masses. But no, I'm happy to.
I mean, I think,
Just-
so,
Maybe just say.
Yeah.
He needs a chocolate
You-
chip cookie while he's.
Damn right.
yeah,
All right, I'll bribe you a chocolate chip cookie,
Okay.
all right?
He could be
Well,
showing
that
off
would
the
be
goods,
good
so.
yeah, so I think that if we,
I'm.
I feel like I have my back to Sean, yeah, they don't like,
Point out there.
so maybe we prepare something that says, not only about the concessions, but, you know, I always have in the back of my mind how Marianne had heard about the Class O. You know, do we mention that?
I think we hit a couple of quick.
Couple
bullet
of
points.
things.
Yeah.
And,
You don't wanna make it too long.
No, because it's gonna be a long enough night.
do we mention the cost of eggs?
No,
No. But no, I think if we just hit a few of our big bullet points. And point to you guys out in the hallway and your donations.
Okay.
If we have an amount of the $800
Mhm.
that we did last year, let's see if we can beat that this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge.
That always
Hit
hit
the house.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, can we hit 1,000 this time? Let's do
Brenda
it.
can
Yeah,
get a little
we-
social
we
media,
also
carry
take-
on a telephone.
We also take Venmo. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people, I think, come by and say, oh, I don't have any cash kind of thing. But, you know, they
Yeah.
can Venmo.
Hold up.
Yeah,
While you're eating
Better
it,
yet.
You can say, and in 2026, our trivia night is all about food.
I can give us a little Carmen Miranda.
I'll make a donation, I'll make a donation if you do that.
I know, that's, yeah.
A
Maybe
chickpea
it's
banana?
that way.
Yeah, there we
that's
go.
an idea.
Yeah.
If he goes,
Oh, this is getting better every minute.
if he goes this one.
Well, all the guys have to go then.
Yeah.
All of you have to go.
I-
Sean,
I wouldn't do that to the good people of Billerica.
Oh. they could use a good laugh.
Hey!
You
Oh!
know what I mean.
Oh!
You know what I mean. So I think, I just want to remind everyone, you know, check the dates so we know what's scoring, things like that.
Already.
And,
Is it just the 1 week of scoring or do we have?
Two.
there's 2 nights of
16th
scoring.
is Scoring,
The 23rd,
the 23rd.
I put them both as put them both down as scoring, but they're both at the same
Oh,
I
time.
probably won't make it.
And they're here. They're here.
Meeting both nights.
But
Well,
we
then
kind
you
of
will
moving
need to
TV,
get
right?
your
No, it will not
answers
be on,
prior to
no,
that.
it's not gonna be a recorded meeting, no.
No,
Um,
so scoring 16th, awarding the 23rd.
and then the special
the
meeting on the
special.
30th, and
Yeah.
then both awards night on me.
And if anybody wants to,
And the out of district is the 4th, which is at the ATV. Everybody, I'm assuming knows that, but if I didn't put. That's at the ATV.
and if anybody wants to grab a couple of the scholarships to read the individual scholarships as if they were the sponsor, and help with those selections, then you're welcome to just let me know which ones you're interested in. I know you did the Mr. Infangers last year, if you wanted to choose the recipient for the Infangers
Sure.
on behalf of this, and some of the sponsors choose to be involved, and some of them choose not to be involved, so.
I can look at the Donovan.
And I'll send you Shayna's and
Okay.
I'll send you those two, you know,
I'm good behind the scenes.
okay.
Is there anything anyone else wanted to bring up or talk about?
On behalf of Tracy, she took over blood drives for me. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Tracy. I did not have to get out of work. I
Mhm.
appreciate that very much. So.
Is that why she's off at the beach right now?
Yeah.
Yes, she's now on the beach. So they donated the, one that she did was last week and there was 47 pints donated, on the afternoon drive. And, together with BMHS's National Honor Society, the National Honor Society is on track to receive $2,500 worth of scholarships. From what the students do and from what we do,
Did you
so
say 4,500?
25.
Oh.
That is outside of our umbrella. The timing and the anonymous portions don't meet our guidelines. So, NHS handles those themselves. We just are good neighbors and help NHS and help the community by doing this. The next drive is going to be, November 19th.
Where is it gonna be?
We do have a
Sharon?
scholarship for WL French, but no, not the blood drive. I saw that they're doing one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw one coming up.
I'm
Kids that
guessing maybe the church.
shared
I know, I
and
don't know.
put something, so it wasn't sure if it was in connection with.
It has nothing to do with our drive.
So, hold on a second, so where is it at?
I believe it's at St. Matthew's again on November 19th. And that's a very different time than what we normally do, where it's so close to Thanksgiving.
Is that St. Jude's?
Yes.
I know, why don't we just call it that?
I don't know.
St.
I feel
Matthew's
that-
at St. Jesus.
Now, and I have one other question, Sharon, just for writing. Well, that's, I mean, cause that night I drove all the way down to that St. Matthew's on the other side of town, no one was there. I'm like, what the, St. Andrews, whatever I went
I bet
to.
if you filled it out, St. Teresa, they'll catch it.
Yeah.
You know they will.
Yeah.
They-
Um,
I'm not sure.
when you said the Savers Drive is 9/27, is that the date it ends?
That is the drop off date.
All right, okay,
That should be the Saturday.
okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yes,
No, it's the
no,
end
the
date.
start date will kick off way before that.
Yeah, that's the end,
Oh,
we usually
that-
end right
that
after
one is
Yankee Doodle.
predominantly booked.
When is Yankee Doodle this year?
The
20th.
20th, that's why I booked the 27th.
It's the 20th?
So can I drop you off all those DVDs then?
So this 27th is the delivery date.
Yeah, yep.
And they wouldn't take them last time, and when she made the drop off, they're like, so we're gonna start taking them.
Okay.
Yeah, I texted her from the drop off.
Anyone-
To just holding them all.
Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about at today's meeting?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thanks,
Thanks,
Sean.
Sean.
I feel so bad. They should really put the kids' TV there or something. I feel like I had my back to the whole time.
You
All
can
good.
sit there.
Sorry, you soon.
Click you in, Sean.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry.
Yeah.
But we love you.
Yeah, sorry, Sean.
Keep going.
So, I don't know, I know I sent you this, but I don't know, do you want that? I just printed this out kind of as a guideline for what I did like last year for superlatives and stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure, thank
If you
you.
wanted that.
I saw the French one.
But I know I sent you like the whole spreadsheet that I did, but
I
that's
know
just
it's
to
sorry, I don't think you guys.
give you like a kind of maybe a place to start or something.
Mhm.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm gonna go home. and eat
These
some.
superlatives are, do you do stuff for who sold the winning ticket?
Yes. Yes.
That's-
That-
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this on?
As a starter.
No.
I didn't see
Well,
it.
it's- Little warm up exercise.
Oh, so this